Welcome in, Crack fans, to our look at the history of teenage success on the WTA Tour. What we're going to be doing in this series, looking at the 6 teenagers currently ranked in the WTA Top 100, talking about their resumes, talk about how those resumes compare historically, and of course, offer projection for how they will do moving forward. With that said, let's get into it. Now, of course, to compare any two players to Serena Williams and Martina Hingis is a bold comparison to make. That said, they were the last all-teenage final at the U.S. Open back in 1999. Of course, in 2021, it was Emma. It was a little bit surprising to see her make the final, but to see her have success, that's something that's been anticipated throughout the course of her career. You look for Leylah Fernandez now. She's 44-30 in tour level matches, but 82-53 overall early in her pro tennis career. Of course, she won her first WTA Tour level title earlier this season in Mexico. She made a final last season there as well. Was simply phenomenal, ripping off 3-set win after 3-set win, whether it was over Svitolina, whether it was over Osaka, whether it was over Sabalenka in the semifinals. She was simply spectacular on that run to the final in New York, but of course, that success has translated early in her career in other events as well. You look for Fernandez. She's got a .607 win percentage thus far in her tour level career. Of course, she's won the one title in Monterrey. She's made 3 finals, though. That's the most of the 6 teenagers currently in the top 100. She's made 3 semifinals. That's tied for second. She's made 4 quarterfinals. That's also tied for second. Of course, her sample size a little bit bigger. She's played 7 slam main draws, but she's won 10 matches at the slams as a teenager. That's tied for second in the current group, tied alongside of Emma Raducanu. You look for Leylah Fernandez, 25-21 against top 100 opponents. That win percentage good for third amongst the current group of teenagers. She trails Raducanu. She trails Goff. That's it. Of course, you look for her against top 50 opponents. She's got a 500 win percentage, but 12 wins against the top 50. That's second most, trailing only Goff. She's got 5 wins against the top 20. Now, most of them came in New York, but that's still second, trailing only Goff. Leylah Fernandez has been excellent. Of course, you look at the advanced metrics for Fernandez. She's, I believe, second, second in break percentage, 69%. She's tied with Towson, tied with Goff, trailing only Raducanu. Now she's last in break percentage. And you look for Leylah Fernandez. While she's certainly been impressive as a teenager, she's not in the Salas Hingis tier. She's not in the Sharapova Serena tier. She's not in the Venus and Clijsters tier. She's, not even quite the success that a Caroline Wozniacki had as a teenager. But again, you look at her numbers and what she's done. She compares favorably to a player like Simona Halep, like a player like Naomi Osaka, who were not as successful as teenagers as Leylah Fernandez was. You look for Fernandez, her tour win percentage, .595. So again, essentially a 60% win percentage. It's better than Halep's was. It's better than Osaka's was. It's better than Pliskova's was as a teenager. You look at her win percentage against the top 100. Again, it's a small sample size, but better than Osaka, better than Halep, better than Pliskova. Ditto for the top 50, ditto for the top 100. Now, does she have the physical jump in her that an Osaka had early in her career, that a Halep made in her early and mid-20s? The development in the serve for Karolina Pliskova, that serve became elite in her early 20s, and it's carried her to so many match victories since. It's an interesting question. When you look at the game of Fernandez, certainly she does have an ability to take that ball early on the rise, just make opponents feel pressure and just, again, hurt them in a bunch of different ways. Her plan B, her plan C, her plan D. She can do a little bit of everything. She doesn't quite have the overwhelming power of a Raducanu. She doesn't quite have the overwhelming physicality of a Coco Gauff. But she can do a little bit of everything. And of course, never underrate her quickness, her ability to turn defense to offense, her comfort level at the net as well. And then we just saw her shine in the moment in New York. That felt like a breakthrough. So I know the numbers historically perhaps a bit on the lower side for Leylah Fernandez as well. But from a tennis standpoint, again, the jump she's made this year has been undeniable. You look at her compared to the teenager. Yes, she's the oldest of the bunch, but she's also one of the more successful. She's made the most of the tour opportunities opportunities she's had, and now that she's had this result in New York, I think all of us are going to be circling Leylah Fernandez as one of the potential breakthrough players of the 2022 season, and of course moving forward on the WTA Tour.